Hi, how's it going? This is Edward Bayona, 2D animation mentor for the UH Club of Animation, and today we're going to be doing the bouncing ball exercise. So as you can see, what we're watching right now is my progress of this animation that I created. So essentially, this is like one of the most basic exercises you can do, and what I did here was I, created the document with a 24 frames per second frame rate. And essentially what I'm doing here is, it's just a ball bouncing on an arc, and then when it bounces again, it's a lower arc, and then it goes off screen. So what's happening right here is, I'm just gonna get into the gist of it. So in the peak of the arch, of when the ball is, bouncing and stuff like that, usually the in-between frames are very close together. So one thing that we're gonna be learning a lot from this exercise is spacing of your frames. So what does that mean? Essentially, when you're putting your frames out and drawing your little ball going in an arc, it depends on whether you're working on like a linear type of spacing, or if you're working with more of like an easing in and easing out. So when it's on the top of the arc, the ball for each of the frames is like closer together and not so far apart for each frame. But as it goes down, the ball is getting further and further to simulate it's speeding up. And essentially what we're doing when it's on the top is an ease in, and as it's going down, as you can see right here on the screen, it is easing out. One of the other things that I applied to this animation is squash and stretch. See, as you can see here, when it's going down, the ball gets a little bit longer to simulate like a stretch, to simulate like that speed going. And then right here, when it's about to hit the ground, the ball, when it's flattened, it's going to be a little bit stretched out, more flatter, right there, as you can see. And for the second arch, it's going to basically be bouncing up again. However, it's not going to be as high of an arch. One of the resources that helped me out a lot when it came to creating this animation was the one of the, it's kind of like one of the essentials, you know what I mean? It's the Animator Survival Kit by Richard Williams. And specifically it's in the beginning of the book where there's a page, sorry, with a coin. And the coin is basically shown how it moves based on like the spacing of the frames and how it can be interpreted when it's being played. So it's all about spacing. So as you can see in this little graphic right here, the spacing in this coin is linear because it's just all the same. It's all evenly spaced out, right? So you're not going to see really much of a, of speed in and speed out kind of thing. You know what I mean? Whereas in this graphic, a lot of the coin is moving slowly in the beginning, and then as it gets to the middle, it's spaced out a little bit more sparsely so it can simulate that speed of like, just easing out. And on the end here, it starts, repeating some more frames as it's going in to simulate that sort of ease in. So that's another big thing that I tended to learn. And again, it's all about spacing and timing to simulate the speed of which the ball is going in. So yeah, this is a really like a simple animation you can do. You can like just draw your little ball bouncing in an arc, and from there, just sort of test out, move the frames around, see what spacing works, see, what looks a bit more like realistic and more better, and just play around with it, because you'd be surprised what you can do if you just change up your spacing and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a little me at the end, and yeah, that's it. Excited to see what you guys make. See ya.